Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope forecast for week commencing the 31st of January. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. Now what I'm going to do is provide a broad overview of what we can expect, but then as ever dive deep to give you in forensic detail the insights for each of the 12 zodiac signs, so please stay with me for that. This week begins with a sensational new moon in the sign of Aquarius. So what is a new moon? A new moon is an opportunity to set our intentions. We don't actually see the moon in the sky in most parts of the world. It's an opportunity, however, to really direct our energies into the part of our situations that particular new moon influences. So the sign of Aquarius is very much about the future. It's about friendships, collaboration and cooperation. So all those things can really come to the fore over the next 4 weeks. But this particular new moon also has, ironically, the two ruling planets or co-regents of Aquarius in somewhat of a quarrel. Saturn's part very close to the Sun and the Moon in Aquarius, and Uranus, the higher octave modern ruler of this sign, is on the 4th house cusp, and that's very much to do with home, family, emotions. But in terms of the overall zodiac, Taurus is house 2, where Uranus is. So I think if we're thinking of mixing business with pleasure, it may not be the best over the next 4 weeks, unless there's a very clear understanding of who does and contributes what, and that could work okay. But this week actually does see some glittering alliances, not least that Venus, the planet of love and affection, well, that is going to be inching its way towards a close conjunction with Mars, which really begins right at the end of this week. But Venus does forge, ironically, a beautiful link to Uranus, and then Mars, also in the sign of Capricorn, along with Venus, that's forging a very dynamic angle to Jupiter. Now when these two get together, it really can give us greater self-confidence and drive. We're going with the flow, we're not so hesitant. It can give us that much more extra momentum and self-confidence, and it comes into an exact sextile on Saturday towards the end of the week. But in relation to the other big influence of this week, that new moon, I think what it's saying to us is the sign of Aquarius can be quite idealistic, and it's just saying that as long as we look for tangible results through that earthy energy that's being manifested through Venus and Mars in the sign of Capricorn, in its or their link to Uranus in the sign of Taurus, as long as we look for earthy solutions and we're open-minded and we take the innovation of Aquarius, we can make progress. However, if we're too idealistic about what we expect, then that's when we may feel like our wings are really being clipped, that we're not flowing, things are not flowing quite as we want. So it's about staying grounded, but also open-minded. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to get your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, I've been writing these for 25 years, please see the link beneath this video and you can get that each morning, and it would be lovely to have you with me. Also, if you'd like to take advantage of my special package, special offer package of a year's forecast and a character analysis and get 30% off, if you've yet to really get into more serious natal astrology, this is a wonderful opportunity to do so. You can ascend above this zodiac broadcast and really understand what things are going to unfold for you as an individual based on your time, date and place of birth over the next 12 months into the early part of 23. Hello Taurus, your weekly forecast for week commencing the 31st of January sees Uranus, that rather radical individualistic energy which is the co-ruler of Aquarius, angling in a sharp right angle to the more restrictive conservative energies of Saturn, the other co-regent of the sign of Aquarius. So with the new moon in the part of your situation very much to do with goals, if you're wanting to set your sights high, but you are wanting to do something that's a little bit different, it may not be a line manager or a boss that blocks you. It may be people around you who are a bit more conservative in their instincts. And if you are wanting to step outside your comfort zone, and there's such a glittering array of other energies this week which can certainly help you, then it just means that if you anticipate some of the more cautious responses you might get, the chances are you're going to get less frustrated if that does come up. But of course, life isn't just about goals and ambitions, which is what the new moon is very much focused upon for you. It's also about love, it's about desire, it's about travel. And all those areas are really very enriched this week. But it may mean that you're going to need to make some quick decisions or respond to events in a very sort of natural way, and not necessarily think, what do I really know? What is it that I'm most familiar with? Something that may come up that's completely outside your comfort zone or experience, but that might be where the greatest opportunity lies. So, for example, if you encounter someone who's really fresh and it's just like, wow, you know, this is very different, don't immediately discount it. So I would say rail against your own more conservative instincts this week. Stay very open-minded and just expect that you may encounter somebody who could be a little bit resistant to something that you want to do that is a little different and a little bit more edgy, which you really may fancy at this time.